Alright, what's up everyone? Here playing some more Grixis Control. I still want to test out more Jace Reawaken because 2 mana planeswalker, obviously very strong, but the fact that it doesn't really generate card advantage until the -6, and the fact that trying to ult your planeswalker in a world of like Bowmaster pings is very difficult. I'm just gonna have these 2 cards that are powerful on their own. Like if you make it to the late game, the 7-drop planeswalker is pretty good. Yeah, let's just try and integrate it more randomly, I guess, into the classic shell I've been working on. And yeah, we'll give it a shot. Big announcement, I'm changing the Patreon pledge to just $2 a month. All existing pledges, that's also what you'll pay. You're not going to be punished for joining early on. I'm just trying to get more people on the Patreon, and I think it's worth it because I upload a lot. If you love Grixis Control, I'll be throwing a lot up there. So yeah, check it out if you want to see a bunch of stuff like this. And yeah, once I land on something, I'll also be working on a sideboard guide. Sorry, it might be a little loud. Alright, we're on the draw. We have a Force, very stable mana, and an Edict, so we're not completely cold against a creature strategy either. Bloodstained Mire, though, not usually in fair decks. Basic Swamp, not usually in fair decks. Stalactite Stalker, probably a fair deck. So we can Edict that, hopefully. Murktide Regent. That's a good one. Do I Playground Opposition Agent, though? Or do I try and see if they play Wasteland and then get some card selection off of Surveil? If they don't. Okay, another Mire, sure. Thought Sees Me. Yeah, sure. Probably taking Edict. Unless they're concerned about a race. Or if they have another Stalker, like... Okay, they're taking Force of Will. Might see another Stalker here. Then we could be in some serious trouble. Oh, Dark Ritual? Yikes, what's this? Graveyard Trespasser. That's really cool. It's gonna make it difficult to play this Murktide Regent. So what are they going to ditch? I could use a lightning bolt. They're low on cards, but they have pretty solid pressure. Yeah, this gets a cremate every time it attacks, which is pretty rough. And if it flips, you get 2. So that's pretty wild. Let's bin that. Not really for this matchup. Thoughtseize. A little late for that, unfortunately. Yeah, let's just keep trying to fill up this graveyard. What do they ditch here? Stalker can beat out Lightning Bolt eventually. Okay. They might just pass through their turn then without casting a spell so they can get a 4/4. Voidwalker. That is, that's scary. And I could have a Murktide this turn if this also didn't proc on attack, which is kind of rough. Yep. Guess if I draw a fetch land, I can still get a Murktide Regent. Replacement effect worth noting, so there's no void counter on it. Alright, a little help here. Bolt, that's really good. Voidwalker is so annoying, and this bolt will go to the void no matter what, unfortunately. can at least block this thing. It's got to be Voidwalker. Now, despite what I really want to do, I guess I'll Thoughtseize here. Okay, I'll take Fatal Push, I guess. I should be able to get a Murktide in next turn, right? Unless they draw another Trespasser. Stalker. Okay, that's pretty scary. I assume they'll go after Thoughtseize here so they can have a... So my Murktide is tiny. If Murktide trades with Trespasser, obviously that's not ideal, but it could be just like what we're in for here. Kolaghan's Command. That's pretty good. Yeah, I guess there's a new plan now, huh? Because I think they'll go after Obstructionist. Oops. That was stupid. Why did I let that flip? I'm crazy, everyone. Oh wait, it's still just one. Okay, well... Did I just target the right thing? I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Going to 4. It's not good. Another K command. That I could cast 2 spells, that'd be pretty cool. I don't deserve this. Of course, this deck probably also runs Bowmasters, so I'm not optimistic. Whoa, Shieldred. That's not good. And yeah, I don't have my Edict. Nice. Yeah. Justice was served. Yeah, they had very high threat density off their top deck. It was going to be hard to win that, I think. But Murktide does seem really good. Do they have Reanimate? I mean, there's no reason these decks like shouldn't have Reanimate. Valki seems pretty good, but Jace does not. I think we'll want to grind at some point too. Didn't see a Reanimate. It's good value. Supercharge your Murktide at the end game. Yeah, let's just have really castable spells at disposal here. And give that a shot. Seems like a good hand to me. Play the Spell Bomb. Wasteland. Sure. Let's start over. Alright, we'll be pondering for some land here. I had a feeling they had Wasteland. Goes well with Stalker. Oh no. Shuffle. Yikes. Don't you hate it when that happens? Now we're dependent on Brainstorm to find a land drop? Seems horrible. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Stalker. Not gonna fight over that. Bowmasters. Yeah, I probably should force that. What's left? Another Bowmasters? Yikes. Well, I could still draw a land and do pretty well here. Great. I love it. Maybe their last cards are like Reanimate. Hopefully not Ritual Opposition Agent. Okay, so far so good. Fatal Push, sure. Trade armies here. No second land. That's a relief. Shieldred's Edict, not bad. Brainstorm. Shit, that's really bad. Getting really let down here. Bolt. Well, their next threat is more or less handled. Sure. It's only 2 bad top decks. After that, I'm sure we'll hit a land. Reanimate my Bowmasters. Spellbomb me. Had a feeling they'd reanimate. So we didn't get the 2-for-1 like you often hope for off Spellbomb. Alright. I'm sure something good will happen next turn off the top deck, right? They're not doing anything. It's one of those games. Okay. I mean, Force of Will or Petty Theft. Oh god. Flow to black. Island versus Swamp. Who would win? They probably have stronger 1-drops than me. And this From the Catacombs in hand is looking pretty funny. But we're normally a deck that can, like, reasonably hit our land drops. They're also not doing anything on 2, so that's cool. They might just have Bowmasters, though. We have Bowmasters. Okay, we should reasonably hit a land pretty soon, right? We're a third into our deck. And we've seen, what, 5 lands? That is under rate, so yeah, I think we can expect a land here. Or another 3-drop, I guess. Good news is that we have pretty much all of our 3-drops right now. Because I think we set it out in our set, right? Yeah. This has escape anyways. Okay, they can do something on 3. And they have frickin' 5 cards in hand, so we need that land real soon. Opposition agent. Easily answerable, however, a real pain. Cool. Now can I get like 3 more? Another one. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to force that. Can ambush it. Or I could just K-command it. That seems pretty good. I wish I had a blue source. Although having force might be pretty important too. Yeah, let's do... Well, what if they have a wasteland? Can I afford to take 3 is the question. Because this does give me something better to do with K-Command than just have them discard. They seem to have a lot of useless cards in hand. But yeah, I think this is probably more mana efficient and wise. Oh, that also makes sense, yeah. A lot of removal spells. Makes a lot of sense. Bye, Murktide. So sad. Ponder. Yeah, probably need this stuff. Probably confusing to my opponent, though, to see no shuffle, no land drop. Trespasser. Have a bolt for that. They're probably going to hit my catacombs. Oh, they hit Ponder. That is interesting to me. Discard Bowmasters. Okay. Bowmasters, sure. Pedal to the metal over there. You certainly have a lot of creatures. Taking 2 is a little scary. I don't want them to reanimate second main, though. That would be really bad. Okay, it's just a land. Let's have them continue to discard. I'm guessing another removal spell is going to go down. Yeah. Another Cling to Dust. Alright. Can we trade armies? Yes, okay. Yeah, they're hitting a lot of land drops. Let's get deeper into the deck here. Nice. Okay. Nice. Yep. Well, if all goes well, we can take the initiative next turn. I'll force almost anything. Might not have to. Let's just blow out our board here. Take a swamp. Cool. Even if they have bowmasters, I can push for one here. Wait, that didn't make any sense. Gotta sharpen up here. First match of the day, you know how it goes. Another land, don't mind that. Do you think if I from the catacombed an opposition agent, they'd crack their fetches in response? With a force in hand, we are going to the forge 100%. Yep, good. Excellent. Can't escape that card again, but you know I would if I could. I don't even care if they take the initiative. Can probably get it back. Cool. That was a scary game. Maybe if I didn't screw up in game one, we could be on to the second match and not have to live our life just terrified of mono black threats, because it is kind of a stressful matchup. Now I know a lot more about the deck though, so I'll definitely bring in a second surgical. No Hymn to Turok, so maybe no Fluster. Force of Despair seems okay. Valki seems weirdly good too. Oh, not really though, because they have Bowmasters. And Edict should have a hard time beating our Murktides if we also have Bowmasters and stuff. Can probably trim Thoughtseize for that reason. Is this good? They have fetch lands too, but only one color as far as I can tell. But it makes sense because they're a Stalactite Stalker deck. I really want Jace just because having a hammer to beat out their card quality is so important. But I think I'm just going to go like this. Our blue card count is pretty low. Okay. I'm going to roll like that. Force of Despair, no black card. All fetch land mana base. This looks like a mulligan to me. Okay, this is much better, even though we're still stuck with the fetch land situation. Lightning Bolt is just so important. So we'll keep that, and I think we'll likely ditch Cling to Dust? I mean, it's a hard question. Like, mana or life? I mean, grindiness or yeah, paying life is... No, it is mana or life. Like, do I want to pay mana for my cremate effect, or do I want to pay life? Because they're both liabilities in their own ways. I think I'm going to go with Cling to Dust. I think Bolt will get us to the late game there. Although if they have Voidwalker... Or maybe it's second Bowmasters. It could be second Bow... No, it's not second Bowmasters. We need as many Bowmasters as we can get. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you would bottom out of this hand. I think Cling just has a lot more utility. I think I will have mana, as long as I don't get opposition agented. Okay, speaking of which. So if they don't do anything and just hold, the play is going to be... Okay, well if they crack now, like, then I'm going to get a basic mountain. But if they don't do anything and then it's my next turn and they still don't do anything, I'll just, you know, crack the Delta first. They Dark Ritual out their agent. I crack Scalding Tarn. I get Lightning Bolt. Here we go. Oh, it's Bowmasters. Okay, well, we're also in this really weird spot where this makes me want to get... Well, I have an Edict, so yeah, I think I just do get a an island in a swamp, because that makes my top decks a lot better too. Let's balance this board here. I think it's more reasonable that I'll draw a land before another red card, right? Right? Reanimate Bowmasters. They're doing it. They're pushing the damage. Brainstorm. Alright, we're gonna sit back here. See what they do. I need them to spend their mana. Reanimate my Bowmasters. I'll Cling that. I guess in that scenario, Cling was a lot better than Surgical. Would have had to pay 2 life, and I wouldn't have gotten the... Well, actually, I could have Surgical'd the first time, so yeah, maybe it wasn't very good. Oh my god. That's sad. I said it was way more likely I'd draw a land before another red card, and look what happened. That's just sad. Can I do this? Sure. Not sure about the timing of that. If I draw a fetch land now, I can just Edict this thing away. Alright, so this Brainstorm is going to find a red source, right? Okay, sweet. I just need to dodge another opposition agent, essentially. And it's possible they'll tap out next turn. Top out. So I want to hide what? Probably just both blue cards. I mean, I'm not even going to be able to... If I even get that red source, which we will. We'll get the frickin' red source, everyone. I'm not going to be able to cast multiple red spells a turn anyways, so... I want the bolts more than anything. I should have a hard time dealing with Murktide Regent, too. Trespasser. Pretty annoying. Taking my Cling to Dust. Sad. Man, the ward on this is so nasty. So yeah, I think the move here will be bolt your Stalker, cast a Murktide that gets in the way of Trespasser. If you want to exile my Edict, you're going to have to crash into my... Whoa, Snuff out. Okay. Well, that's too bad. Down to one card over there. Oh, they're hitting Regent. Well, I mean, that does deal damage, and, like... Yeah, I could see that being pretty good. Alright, wait, shouldn't that be a lightning bolt? Oh, I shuffled. Right. Let's hold. Okay. This is what we were waiting for. And I guess I could have also baited that out with an attack, but I would have lost my Bowmasters in the process. And if they attack with this, I feel like we'll be in pretty good shape. And it's daytime again. Voidwalker. Pretty scary card. They could have attacked there and then gotten one of these desirable creatures in the void if they thought that was good. Ooh, nice lightning bolt. I kind of want to get them to no cards over there. Am I missing something? Okay. Force of Will is great. So... yeah, here's the move. Nice. And I think I'm going to race. I'm going to be that guy. Yeah, they're not giving up their agent. Bolt you. Or not you. You know, I was talking to the opposition agent. 4-turn clock. Got a Force of Will. I feel okay. They didn't do anything. Feels great. Drawing Force of Despair. Not so great. Grief. I might be able to invalidate this. kind of bad if it sticks. I don't want to lose my force to a grief. Okay. Go like that. Grief may enter. Because I think all the cards I care about are creatures. Edict you. You do not get my second black source. I draw Force of Despair and hopefully get over the line. I can't think of a single one of their creatures that this isn't good against. There's a Force of Will on top of my deck. Do I need to keep that? What if they draw Opposition Agent? They'll probably have to flash that in eventually, right? I think we can do better. What if we draw Bolt? Still 2 in the deck. What if we draw K-Command? Bowmasters, that's really annoying. Probably go after Snap here. Yeah, they don't care about drawing cards. Oh, man. I mean, we still got onboard pressure, but I feel like this just bought them so much time. Their last card's probably a land. Yikes. I'm really glad I did not keep that force around. Reanimate? That's risky as hell, but I feel like it's going to work out for them. Well, I do get a Surveil. Jeez. I mean, yeah, I can't do anything about this, so... Resolves. Yep. It's 3-turn clock no matter how you slice it, so I'm going to definitely Surveil here. Show me something good. Force of Will, no! Help! Yes! Send it! Man, these matches are always so stressful. I think we're definitely favored. I think my lifetime on the channel is like super positive against mono black stompy or aggro, but you do need your deck to perform like it theoretically always should. Like, yeah, we're a deck full of removal spells, so you'd think that'd be good, but you know, what if it doesn't come together, or like in that first game, how the margins were just like a little too thin, or like you make a stupid mistake, which, you know, you shouldn't, that's a skill issue, you shouldn't do that. Although I think that might have not been the thing though, because I think I was trying to get a Murktide in, which meant I can't fire the K-Command until that trigger goes off, and I regrow the Obstructionist, right? So in my head I was making those computations, but I was not making the computation for night and day and night. It was a Kid Cudi situation. Yeah, I think I just explained it just fine. Let's go on to the next match. Alright, what's next for us? Some kind of Yorion deck. I've seen a fair amount of Death and Taxes these days. Yeah, basic planes with a Yorion. Feel like this hand is pretty good against that. Like if they play a Thalia next turn. Let's ponder. more of the same, I'll take it. Or if they play like Spirit of the Lab, not to be confused with Spirit of the Beehive, Philadelphia's finest freak rock band. Is it allowed again? Yep, there's Thalia. We'll shuffle away that volcanic island. Even though we do want a lot of lands. I mean, just look at this hand. It feels unstoppable. Now, unfortunately, this does make their Swords to Plowshares cheaper, but I think we'll be okay. Priz Viz. Usually indicative of Bowmasters of their own. Yeah, so we're up against, like, read 'em and weep. Black, white, taxes. Probably with Aether Vial. We're taking Bowmasters. Another Thalia. They're down to 3 cards over there. Bloodstained Mire. Bolt Thalia. Push for 2 damage. Pretty good. We're even on lands. After their draw step, equal on cards in hand. Until they magically pay 3 and get a Yorion, which I'm not excited for, but we're not at that phase of the game yet. And hopefully Brainstorm can find a way to deal with that, be it Thoughtseize, Force of Will. If they draw a Vial at this point too, it might not be very effective. That, however, is very effective. Not happy about that. Do they get Stoneforge? Extraction Specialist? They have a lot of good cards to choose from. They could also just get their own Bowmasters and try and bounce the board. Stoneforge Mystic. Likely going to get something like Jite or Lion Sash here. Snapcaster Mage is nice. Let's see if they want to trade. This Recruiter is not innocuous with a Yorion hanging around, especially if they also have like Flicker Wisp. Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. Keeping the board as clear as possible is really good against a Yorion deck. Let's Brainstorm. Edict is also pretty nice. I think we can put back 2 lands. But I do want to shuffle. Maybe I don't put back 2 lands. Well, yeah, I need as much action as I can get. They're getting good exchanges on me. They also didn't play a land last turn. Yep. What's the get? Lion Sash? Jite. That's an interesting choice when you have up against an opponent with so many lightning bolts. And yeah, hopefully this Aether Vial is just way too late to do anything. You know, I think the added pressure is going to be pretty big here, so let's actually snap Bolt. Not to mention having cheap interaction is nice. And then if we can just flip the script and also like double bolt my opponent, that could be pretty relevant. It's also possible that the black-white version does not have a Lion Sash in it. Maybe it stretches the mana a bit. I can't imagine that's a good line. It's probably the only thing they can do, but yeah, it probably doesn't feel very good. Let's surveil here. Yep. This deck is not famous for gaining life outside of like Extraction Specialist or Solitude getting combat damage through. Yep. Well, if I can get one more attack with this Bowmaster army, I mean, I might just start bolting at the end of turn here. No Vial activation. Well, that's not very wise. Another Wasteland, sure. We can't let that Jite get any counters. That's another way they can gain life. Yorion is in hand. So be aware of that. Although, like, I don't think the game will last much longer. And if I draw a red source, I could just end it next turn. Murktide Regent, also pretty good. What's this? Lion Sash. Eat ya. What do you eat in response, Bolt? Yep. Obviously pretty weak against a Swords to Plowshares, but their mana is pretty stretched as it is. And also that makes total sense that they would get the Jite if Lion Sash was already in hand. Bolt you. No Vial activation. We have them in check pretty heavily here. Show me your Flicker Wisp. Yep. Solitude. We'll have to hit their Flicker Wisp, exiling Yorion. So Bowmasters could make this pretty bad. I might have been a little hasty. Our board is pretty crushing though. Okay, I think we're good. Y'all should tell me if that was just way too aggressive. Okay. That was one of the best hands ever against Death and Taxes, I think. Just 3 Lightning Bolts, 2 Orcish Bowmasters. So, cut Murktide Regent against mono white control. We do want from the Catacombs. We also weirdly want Opposition Agent. It's because like they use Aether Vial to accelerate their mana, which can put their mana in a sticky situation. They don't always have the swords to answer your opposition agent. You can really stuff some of their more potent lines. I like my one of Pyroblast against the Orion deck. Yeah. It's provided good results for me in the past, even though it seems entirely insane. One Narset. I think we'll go like that. Meltdown is interesting. As is Force of Despair. If they're on like Canoptic Scarab Swarm, it's a good way to answer that card at parity. I do miss Plague Engineer, that's for sure. Another beautiful hand. Force doesn't feel so bad since we're on the draw. The only bad thing about it is there's no basic swamp. But we might not even need it for a while. Opponent on 7. It's not surprising for Death and Taxes. The deck with a little bit of everything. It's kind of like our deck in a lot of ways. We're forcing, but what am I pitching? Snap or Ponder? Snap or Ponder? I like getting on board with Snap, especially when with a Lightning Bolt in hand. So I'm gonna pitch Ponder. Wow, that's a good draw. Keeps getting better. Well, unless they pass with black and 1-up, then probably won't cast Baleful Strix. If they cast Stoneforge Mystic, I guess I'm getting a second Badlands? A second Vial. Hopefully that one's a little too slow. Thoughtseize. I usually like to wait on that. Like when they go for their Yorion. And I don't want to get wasted off black either, or red. Believe this is right. Opposition agent. That could be good if they hold off on cracking that Marsh Flats. Oh, wow, they just did it. Does that mean they're going to Swords me? Or no, they have Shadowy Backstreet. They don't want a third land. What does that mean? That means they have more lands in hand, or... That kind of makes me feel like they're not going to wasteland me. Yeah. Yorion to hand. This is a fine time to Thoughtseize, I think. Although that Yorion's not coming in next turn. No way. Maybe I just want to hold up Opposition Agent. Oh no. Well, that can't happen. Wish I had Bowmasters, but I think Bolt will do just fine here. Yeah, they're definitely not hurting for lands. But I am. Alright. See what I can bait out here. Don't have to worry about a surprise Mother of Runes anymore, at least. Thought sees you. Stoneforge Mystic, sure. For Lion Sash. And some swords. Lion Sash is a real pain, that's for sure. If they draw a land, they can get Yorion, which is also a pain. Am I really going to just give up on the Pyroblast in my deck, though? And also I have Snapcaster Mage. I can probably only have so much white mana. This is tough. Does that also mean they leave their Vial on too? It's probably just Yorion. That's probably just like the clear take. I think I can beat a Lion Sash. It'll just be kind of annoying. What if they don't draw a land, though? And I snap, take Yorion. Then they're pretty well ground out. It's tough. I think I'm going to take Lion Sash. I might be completely twisted for this choice. But I think it's right. Hell, actually, I don't even know if it's right, but I also just acted like I took Yorion. My subconscious is like, what are you doing, you fool? And we'll bolt. And we're gonna kick your ass. Okay, yeah. Throwing out up 3 there. Did they draw a land? No, but they drew Stoneforge Mystic, which is pretty damn scary. What are they gonna get? If they get Cauldron Complete, I'm just gonna snap Thoughtseize, use my life total as a resource a little bit, and then Petty Theft the Germ token, and just assume I'll control their board for the rest of the game, I guess. But I doubt they'll do that. But I mean, hey, I'm down to 2 cards. What could go wrong? Batterskull. Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious. I think I still want the Petty Theft in this scenario. I think I'm going to Surveil. Then see what I want to do. If I see like Kolaghan's Command, ooh, Brainstorm, I'll keep that. That makes me like pretty confident I'll be able to beat a Batterskull. So let's go ahead and Thoughtseize Yorion away. And it seems like they're going to have to spend a swords on this Baleful Strix eventually, right? Alright. I'll totally trade Snap for Stoneforge. It's not going to happen, but I doubt they'll deign that any good. Also, this Opposition Agent looking real sad. But if I can get them to burn both swords on these 2 creatures here, then we might be doing okay. But yeah, the longevity of Batterskull. I think the first Modern deck I ever played was like a blue-red Blue Moon deck. and the win con was Batterskull. Maybe because it has generic mana costs, which is good with Blood Moon, but also just because it's very tenacious. You return it to your hand. It's like nothing ever happened. Okay, Brainstorm, a little worse with Thalia around, but I'm likely still gonna cast it right now, right? Yeah. Whoa, there's a combo. You can exile Batterskull. Opposition Agent's bad, unfortunately. Alright, see if I can survive. This first strike attacker is a little rough, though. But I think Tibalt should be able to grind this deck out. I might even need to like take 4 here, right? I want to be able to like catch Batterskull when they're tapped out. Although they only have 4 mana. And I wouldn't be upset if they drew lands either. Well, regardless, I'm totally fine trading Strix here. That is totally fine. Okay, they didn't draw a land. What does that mean? Also worth noting, Tibalt will still cost 1. And I have to draw Opposition Agent. Hopefully, though, well, I don't know actually if that will be good or not if Jace is still around. It might not be good. But if Jace is still around, I can loot it away. Yep. Also, they can't cast swords because it costs 2 now. Pretty cool. Vial up to 4? That's strange. I think. Or maybe they're working up to Solitude. Thought sees me. Yeah, that'll work, unfortunately. I was really hoping to hang on to that petty theft. And I'm very happy they're focusing Jace. Because I don't really... I'm not too concerned with that one. They still got both of their swords, too. Alright, let's get Tibalt in here. Yeah, I'll pay 1. Cool. Plus 2. From the Catacombs. Pretty good. Swords to Plowshare is even better. What? Should I just plot this Opposition Agent? I don't think so. Doesn't seem that good. I think I'd rather see another card. I don't know what difference does it make, though. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the land drop. TBH. Yeah, if Tibalt wasn't so tanky, I don't think this combo would be very good. There's Batterskull again. They will have a lot of life. If they can put Batterskull on Thalia, I'll definitely be swordsing. I will be a swordsing him. Them. Yeah, this has to go up to 5, right? Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. This all checks out. I think I'm going to hit Thalia here. Even though hitting Batterskull retains the most... Well, yeah. That retains the most loyalty. And if I just draw a land next... Well, I'll have something to do with my mana, because Tibalt's activations are so good. So yeah, let's just aim for a big, huge-ass turn. Tibalt hangs in there somehow. I wish there were Bowmasters, though, because... Okay, so their hand is swords, swords. Got it. Maybe introducing the initiative at this point is not very wise. Redraw land. Not great. Help. Perfect. Okay. Loot. Also perfect. I guess we just sit back, huh? I really want that Solitude. I don't like that they can return that to their hand. But if I destroy Stoneforge Mystic... Also worth noting that they have 2 Swords to Plowshares, so... Yeah, we're going to be flying by the seat of our pants here. Oh wait, no, they don't have 2 swords. No, they do. That was the swords I cast. They come after Tibalt. Bowmasters. So I could shoot Solitude twice and have 3 blockers. Okay, cool. Yeah, we were feeling pretty ahead there. Cool. We'll keep on going. On the draw for match 3, up against Ironclaw 2016, who's a very talented pilot of Karn the Great Creator soul land deck strategies. Although, unlike a lot of those decks, Ironclaw's decks also usually have Wasteland. Absolutely insane. So I'll expect to see them mulligan here, because that's what they always do. If they don't, and also they don't Serum Powder, we're probably in trouble. And I'll be looking for Force of Will. Might have not realized they've queued into a match right now. Or maybe they're thinking about taking the draw. Okay. Hand looks good. Bolt, weirdly relevant. Oh no, they're keeping 7 against Karn the Great Creator decks, because they'll often come down and wish. Ancient Tomb, so far everything's checking out. They're also passing the turn, which is bizarre. If they kept 7, maybe they're just on that grind. They know I don't play fast decks. K-Command usually very sound against Ironclaw decks. Hitting Mystic Forge, as long as it's not too late, is pretty great. Mossfire Valley. Okay, well, it seems like they are actually playing Mississippi River right now. So Cling to Dust is still somewhat relevant. Yep, Violent Outburst. Tybalt's Trickery. Force that. The shields are down and we need some help. Uh-oh. Well, I guess I'll get another land out of my deck. Creative Technique. Demonstrated. I get a Murktide Region. Oh, goody. What do you get? Apex Devastator? Sure. Maelstrom Wanderer. This double Ancient Tomb start makes me less ready to concede. However, the fact that they hit Wanderer will probably mean that they'll have like a pretty unbeatable haste squad. That's 3 Trickeries down. They hit another Apex Devastator. Or I'll put this down here. Are they going to demonstrate this? Probably not. I think they have enough. Yeah. They hit Creative Technique. Do you demonstrate this one? No. Trumpeting Carnosaur. Discover 5. Violent Outburst. Cast it. It should be 1 Trickery left, right? I think. Do these decks run 3 or 4? It's a really bad card to have in your hand. Okay, they're out of Trickeries. So that's cool. Yeah, they're not hitting many creatures yet. But I mean, just this thing with haste is going to be pretty rough. I do have Flying and Cling to Dust, but only 2 mana. Okay, here's the second Carnosaur. Throws is going to whiff. Or it's not going to whiff, but Outburst is going to whiff. So, there's some good news and bad news. The bad news is that I took the second Flusterstorm out of my deck, but the good news is I have 2 Forced Despairs, which you could argue is actually just better against this deck anyways, so... yeah. Maybe it's gonna be all good. I guess I can F6, right? Or, not really, because what if I need... well, I'll have a chance. Feels like they're just flying over the same stuff. Okay, there is an Emrakul. These have haste, but not trample. Although the 10/10 Devastator is pretty good. And also, I think Call Forth the Tempest nukes my board. Is that how this works? I think so. Yeah, imagine getting to the end of all this. Damn near their entire deck's in their graveyard. Yeah, let's just do an experiment here. So let's see what happens after they're done going off. How many of their enablers are in their graveyard? Although, does Cascade have a... Can you decline to cast on Cascade? I think so, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can. I used to play Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, they're declining a lot now. Emrakul, that's a good one. Okay, so here we are at the end of it all. They go to combat. Before Annihilator, I cast Force of Despair. Now they have all this in the graveyard, and I guess they still have... What? So all the trickeries are gone. And 1, 2, 3, 4 creative techniques down too. Because yeah, I think it cast damn near the entire deck. I think that might be like 29 lands and a few other things. So yeah, I might do a little experiment here and mull for Force of Despair and see what happens. Murktide Regent, yeah. We can cut K-Command, Jace, Valki. Won't have time for that. It is a blue card, though. Can trim 1 Bowmasters. We do need to clock. Oh, and it's also a black card. Yeah, I don't know. Valki is also pretty relevant, too. Like, take the Carnosaur or, like, your Cascader and start beating down. So, yeah, I changed my mind on that. Could just be bolts. We might have finally... I feel like this is where I end up with almost every combo matchup. Eventually, like, I just side out basic Mountain and have a completely blue and black deck. I think that's where we're at now, pretty much. Borrower's kind of meh. I'll take K-Command, actually. It's a black card. Alright. I'm 2-0 though, like, there is a trophy dream. Shit. Well, this hand's not very good anyways, so I'm gonna mulligan. Oh, there's Nimble Obstructionist, that's pretty good. And I'm clocking. And Flusterstorm, which is also really good in the matchup. Well, if we make it to game 3, maybe I'll mull as far as, down to 5 looking for Force of Despair. Leyline of the Void, that's fine. I don't care. Well, I care a little bit. Dwarven Ruins. I'd like to see you sacrifice that. Alright, let's surveil. I wonder what they read me for. Thoughtseize is good. I will keep Thoughtseize. Even though clocking is pretty darn important. Oh. Problem is if I don't... I feel like they won't be very incentivized to go off if I don't take throws. Well, I think I do take throws anyways, just because Flusterstorm is good against Creative Technique. Taking throws feels like pretty defeating though, because like it has retrace. But if they sacrifice their Dwarven Ruins to try and go off next turn, like, it could buy me a lot of time. And I have Flusterstorm anyways, so just trying to look weak here, you know. It's happening. It's happening. Fluster that. Having the creative technique in hand, though, is kind of scary. I guess I just have to hope they hit a single Cascader. Just, like, kind of rare, honestly. Yeah, what do I do? I'm not going to stifle the demonstrate, obviously. This could be 3-1 beater mode. Cling to dust. Awesome. Oh, wait, they have 2 throws of chaos? What the heck? How did that happen? Ah. Phooey. Okay, they didn't hit a land. Or, I mean, they have City of Traders, so that wouldn't feel good to play. Hit one of your throws, I guess. More Bowmasters. Let's try and end this game. Four power on board is, like, serious shit. I'm gonna hang on to that. I don't know. It's possible I should have played Bowmasters there before damage. I don't think it changes the clock, though. We got 4-turn clock here. Or it might have, if I have to flash in Obstructionist at the end of it all. Surgical? Okay. That's pretty good. If they cast Throws of Chaos, I'll Surgical Trickeries. And no, it's fine. 2 life is not gonna matter much here, I don't think. Okay, that's pretty good for us. Like, they're establishing, like, mono longevity. Nice. Does this change the clock at all? Ping to 11, smash for 5 down to 6. Then next turn. It does, but, like, yeah, I think this is right. I think this is right. I think it'll be really hard for them to cast Creative Technique next turn. Yeah, they agree. Okay, well, we didn't see Force of Despair that game. Unfortunately, we're not probably going to get any free equity of Leyline this time. Like, what if you cascade into your Leyline of the Void, though? That seems, like, pretty bad. Well, I mean, maybe they'll leave them in. I don't know. They saw Cling to Dust. That would have been a grinding powerhouse. Run it back. But yeah, really hoping to see Force of Despair this time. I want to test my theory. And unlike Goblins, it's probably going to get hit on the hard cast too. Oh man. Can I keep this? I really don't know. Ponders. A lot of Ponders. 3 lands. I think we can do better. This is kind of worse in a way. Go to 5. Jeez. I just want Force of Despair. Is that so much to ask? Let's bottom snap and... yeah, land number 3. Okay, they still got Leyline. Maybe multiples, because there's like a weird pause. Lorien is back somehow. Somehow Lorien returned. Shit. Not great. I'm gonna shuffle that. Oh boy. Got one more turn. Force of Will. Might help. Can bounce Leyline of the Void, I guess. Doesn't seem very good. Dang, I'm sad we didn't get to see a Force of Despair. Can I surveil one to the top right now? Thoughtseize. Yeah, I probably just need that. Gonna see Violent Outburst here. I need to force that, obviously. What do I pitch, though? Brazen Borrower is a clock, so that's pretty darn important. Because I'm not... I feel like Force of Despair is just hiding at this point. I'm not very committed to being able to find it. And then hard casting Lorien Revealed seems difficult, to say the least. What's in your hand? Oh, God. I guess I'd take Outburst, right? I mean, they'll have to throw all their lands for Creative Technique, and it's possible I get something good off Creative Technique. It's a good hand. It's a really good hand. They're being cautious. Kind of hate that for me. They're locked and loaded. I'm just going to start trying to get through my deck. Oh, great. The one red card. Surgical. Not that great, honestly. If they try and go for Outburst again, though, I mean, I can at least extract Trickery. They might be doing some calculations here. I mean, they have 7 mana. They don't even have to sacrifice these Dwarven Ruins to put Creative Technique on the stack. Oh, they're doing it, though. Okay, they're leaving up mana for some reason. Probably to beat Flusterstorm. I don't have that. Are they going to demonstrate? Yes. Okay. Can I get something good? Ponder. Okay. This is it. It could find me Force of Despair. It really could. Guys, it really could. There's Force of Will. So I could like force Creative Technique and extract them and just bet on them not getting a really good spin. It seems very bad, unfortunately. And I feel like, if anything, Creative Technique is helping me out more than anything now. If I Brainstorm, I'm just looking at one other card, so I might as well shuffle that Ponder. It's tough. It's tough stuff. I mean, I could no, I can't Surgical myself. There's a freaking Leyline out. Yeah, what if I take Force? Is it that good? And I draw Brainstorm next turn. So I force Technique. See what they hit off this. Or no, maybe I see what they hit off this Technique and then decide if I need to force that Technique and extract them. I mean, they're almost guaranteed to hit something insane, like Carnosaur, or... It's just like not a lot of ways this goes good for me. I think I should probably shuffle. right? Or do I take the brainstorm? Then I can brainstorm, then I have force blue card. Whatever's under that could be something good, maybe. Could be even force of despair. And I can put back like K command or something. It's all pretty bad. Flusterstorm is also another thing that could be under there. And then I should have adequate storm. Yeah, my gut reaction is to just shuffle this and see if I can come up with anything better. But if force is really just the best I can do here, and extracting creative technique, it doesn't even seem that good though. If I shuffle and draw and hit another draw, yeah, I think force of despair is like the one thing that can help us here. So I am going to shuffle. Okay. Carry on. They did hit Call Forth the Tempest, so I mean, I could like... No, I can't. I didn't take the force. Right, okay. Leyline of the Void. See, that's what I was talking about. What if you hit Leyline of the Void? Seems really bad. Creative technique, yes. Are they going to demonstrate this time? I wouldn't mind. Okay. Bowmasters, I'll take it. I was in my head, but I was like debating. Oh wait, then these are just gonna get Tempest. Never mind. But I wouldn't mind getting them out of my deck. Oh, they hit Creative Technique. Are they gonna demonstrate this? Yes. Okay. Flusterstorm. Hell yeah, dude. That's pretty funny. Yes, cast it. So they have 2, and I'm getting 8 copies. So obviously we send 1 at each. Or wait, I don't care about Call Forth the Tempest. I care about these techniques. There's 5 of them. There's no time to generate more storm in between, is there? Is that... Wait, I think there is, right? I'm pretty sure I can generate more storm in between. Yeah, storm goes on the stack. I can inflate the storm count by extracting trickery, right? I think that's what I want to do. Oh wait, one of the creative techniques disappeared, right? Oh, do they have a trickery in hand? That would check out. Then I'm definitely countering all of these. Targeting creative technique. Does that fizzle the entire Flusterstorm? Some crazy shit going on right now. They're getting all their stuff back. My head is spinning. Trickery's back. Yep. There is a chaos. Okay, now I'm getting a little lost. I know this surgical is going to fizzle. There's trickery number 3. Making sure the other one's not in the stack here. Creative technique is back. Are you going to demonstrate? Yes. What do I get? Cling to dust? I guess I'll hit... What? Trickery? Another surgical. That's really funny. I guess I'll hit trickeries again. Is that even right? I think so. Oh, they did have another one in hand. Okay. Are there only 3? Or wait, is one on the stack still? No. One was already in exile. Okay. That's it for trickeries. So that's a big portion of their deck. And Atali is a little scary, I guess. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Force of Despair just trumps all of this. I keep saying that word. I don't want to get demonetized. It handles all of this. Okay, let's go. Are you going to demonstrate? I get a Murktide. Sure. I'll take a Murktide. Now what? Leyline of the Void? That can't be what you wanted. Alright, now you have 2 more. Emrakul. Pretty good. I should be very scared right now. But I'm not. Throes of Chaos. Not good. Yeah, I'm really curious to see if my Storm, if this, like, also ruins your Storm. Because this turn could be over soon. It could be over soon. But if the Storm trigger fizzles, then we could be done. Oh, hell yeah, it works. Okay. Unfortunately, this will also wipe my entire board. So yeah, maybe I just don't even care about Call Forth the Tempest. I guess with that in mind, I should actually just pitch K-Command so I can flash in Brazen Borrower and actually clock here. Because their entire deck is going back in. Both of my Surgicals are in exile, which is not good. Oh, and I probably should have... shit. I should have done that before, so I didn't shuffle those back into their deck. Unless they're just like bad draws. They're also going to get another turn, which I don't love. Okay. Well, I don't know. They don't have a lot of mana, and their cheap, or their less mana intensive way of going off has been extracted, so yeah, see what happens, I guess. They don't have a land drop. That is amazing news. Here comes my 7-turn clock. No bad draws, except Jace the Mind Sculptor, I guess. Thanks. Shit. That's so bad. Valki. I'm pretty sure all the creative techniques are like in their deck somewhere. So... yeah, okay. So they gotta rip off the top to go off here. Okay, it's Sandstone Needle. Is this even worth tracking their hand? So much has been revealed. Basically, their hand is a Leyline of the Void. Okay, I can remember that. Leyline of the Void. Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, well, I would have preferred interaction, but now we're just putting in the test. Like, will you draw? Will you draw? Will you draw creative technique? Oh my god, I think we got it. I'm gonna start playing like 4 Force of Despairs in my sideboard. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Yeah, this is, oh, the commemorative screenshot. Whoa, that was crazy. That was an incredible match against Mississippi River. And now we're 3-0. So yeah, let's keep rocking. Oh man. Yeah, I don't care if I have to mull to 4 the rest of this league. It was worth it for that match. That was crazy. I've had some crazy matches against River, but that was by far the craziest. Shuffling that Ponder and getting Force of Despair, which I guess like we were kind of due to see one. Like we mulled both post-side games looking for it, didn't get it, and then it finally showed up. All right, on the play. Got a Thoughtseize on the play. I like it, and then see where it goes from there. I've definitely played against this person before, but I'm not sure what they play. Okay, we're up against Painter. And their hand is very strong. I wonder if I just need to take Welder here. Fable is the most annoying. Kolgon's command will line up well against Soul Cauldron and Canonist. They don't have a third mana for Fable. And also, they'll likely be spending their mana on constructs, I think. So Fable might be a ways off, but it's just such a headache and hard to fight through. I think I'm going to take the Fable here, which will signal to them that I'm not going fast, because most combo decks don't care about Fable. It does feel nice to have K-Command. Okay, they drew Lotus Petal for turn. What does that mean? It means they can make constructs at the very least. Okay, Engineer. That kind of makes sense since they can really go off with Welder next turn. Or no, Welder they still need to untap. They probably did this to play around Bowmasters. Or they're just going to make a beeline for their combo. Also very scary. So yeah, actually that's pretty bad. But we did hit Bolt. So I want to see them tap out for Cauldron here. For those who haven't seen this combo, it's just straight up lethal. Cauldron will exile Devourer, granting Engineer a +1/+1 counter, and also the ability to exile the top card of your library until it swings for heckin' lethal. Saga. Soul Cauldron. Yeah, they're going for it. If we top deck a land, that'd be pretty sweet. I respect the jam. Strix. Well, we need mana. We don't get it. That's rough. But maybe Edict is good enough. We can cling cantrip It'd have to be around Soul Cauldron, though. Man, I really want to cast K Command, but if I shuffle, there's no guarantee I get a land either. Might as well have like something to do. If they don't draw a land either, that'd be pretty good. Cantripping is a lot worse if they have Canonist, though. I'm really glad I didn't brainstorm. Okay, that's how I'm stacking it. Do I shuffle? I don't think so. Gotta watch out for that new card too. That grants haste. Can tutor it off Saga. Ooh, they hit land. That's a bummer. Oh, shoot. No cantrip for me. Does this really matter that much? It's exile removal. I mean, my mana's going to be tied up next turn, but yeah, I think I let this happen. I'll Edict the Welder away. If they can put a 1/1 counter on their Saga token, though, then I'm really screwed. Yeah, I should have shuffled. I needed K Command pretty badly. Strix also gets in the way of this. Don't want them to untap with Welder. But yeah, I'm Edicting Welder, so I think they'll be fine. Hit the other artifact in the yard there. So if I miss on land again, I'm just dead. But like, I'm falling behind pretty quickly if I don't make another land drop. I could also play a Strix that could draw me into a land and then plan to block Welder, but I think it just becomes a real headache. There's no way I miss on land again, right? Okay, cool. K Command next turn, hopefully is good. Might need double red. Well, probably not. Okay. Oh wait, I'm so stupid. God dang it. This does not work. They can just exile the Welder, put a 1/1 counter on their construct token, and swing for lethal. Yeah, I screwed this up. Man, my brain is completely fried from that last match. Although I do feel like we probably weren't going to get there without when we missed on land. Yep. Man. I feel like everything was going great right up until that play. Although they did have like 2 threats they could just do. Let's see here. I mean, they'll get there eventually, but maybe we can... Okay, Pyroblasts, that's not too weird. Snaring Bridge, Swords, good to know about. Welder. any second now. Any second now. Okay, there we go. They might side out those swords, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that was rough. Don't think I'd... Yeah, obviously that was a huge mistake. Meltdown is good, obviously. Spellbomb I actually don't mind so much. Opposition Agent. Can side out Murktide Regent and Jace. And Narset probably. Hydroblast is great. Force of Despair is not terrible. Also Surgical, I don't mind one. If you can like rip out their combo and just force them to play red artifact midrange, you're usually in pretty good shape. I did that in one of the MXPSF games actually. I was up against Rakdos Painter. But they also had like Chaos Defiler, which makes their mid-range game pretty strong. It's like the ultimate Ravenous Chupacabra. I'm 3-0. I think I just have to cut Jace Reawakened. It's the weakest card here, and then 2 forces. I don't mind Brazen Borrower too much, even though it's an expensive blue card, because Petty Theft is very nice against construct tokens. Let's try that again. Try and play much better. Hand looks wonderful. If I could cheat, this actually might be what the 7 I asked for. 3 lands, Meltdown, Hydroblast, Lightning Bolt, and also a Brainstorm to readjust. And I guess I'll play around Mountain Petal Magus of the Moon. Actually, I don't even have to do that because I have Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Elegant Parlor, sure. Tanking a bit on the Surveil. Or binning a Welder. That makes sense. You want that on turn 1. I'm going to Surveil here. I'll take that, because grinding is also important against this Fabled deck. Let me sleep all night in your soul cauldron. This is the only acceptable way to really deal with Fable the Mirrorbreaker. Okay, cool. Spirit Guide, Red Blast would have been good. Let's brainstorm. Snapcaster Mage. No land. Put back 1 snap and 1 bolt. The duplicates. And send it back. If they cast another Fable, that would be unfortunate. Saga. Goblin Engineer. Okay, they got a Servant over there. They're like making light moves towards a combo here. And I think I likely shuffle. There's a Brainstorm and a Snap on top. I think I want to see new cards. Bowmasters. If they don't have another artifact on the field, Bowmaster taking out the first construct is pretty nice. Okay, no Great Furnace. We might actually get to live that dream. Our mana might be choked, so let's brainstorm. Ooh, Opposition Agent too. That's pretty good. I guess that's better than taking out the first construct, even though it's weak to swords. If one of their last cards is swords, that's like pretty good for us. If they have to spend their mana on swords, They'd have to like not make a construct if they also want to combo us. And they might have sided out swords, you never know. We could cast Opposition Agent right now. I don't know what that would really do for us. But they don't have white up. Sure. Let's look at the deck. Devourer in hand, that's not where you want it. If I take a Grindstone, that gives them 3 dead draws because they don't want to play a Painter out into my Grindstone. Yeah, their hand is pretty bad. That's very good for us. File that away. I think I'm taking Petal here. Yeah, I just don't... I would give them more credit than being able to... Yeah, I'm just going to give them more credit than that. I'll take a Mountain. They might have just forgotten, because I doubt they wanted to do that. I'll take 2 here. That's perfectly natural. Okay, I don't think... What am I trying to say? I think I'm trying to say that it's free to cantrip here. And I guess I'll hit Saga. Okay. It's a little rough. Let's melt down for 0. Smash for 3. Since we're holding Snapcaster Mage, I'm not going to cast this Petal yet. Doesn't have Summoning Sickness, so whenever I need that jump in mana, I can just cast it. Fable. Hydroblast. Two double striker. Not gonna be able to get through that very easily. We need like a bolt. Brainstorm. Send it. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. And if they want to spend 4 life unearthing, we can catch them with Bowmasters. Okay, they didn't have to do that. Let's try and stuff their outs here. Now we're on the draw, which gets a little scary. And we saw how fast they're able to goldfish. They could have had us on like turn 2 or 3 last game. It was real quick. Yeah, because they get engineered on turn 1. Which entombed their Devourer. And then, yeah, they just played Soul Cauldron turn 2 and were threatening to swing for lethal. on turn 2, which almost makes me want a second Surgical Extraction. It's more reliable than Force of Will, but also doesn't prevent against just natural turn 1 Grindstone, turn 2 Painter, turn 3 Activate. But that's kind of a lot to ask. They're also probably going to bring in the swords again. Yeah, let's see. Okay, no, they didn't never cut swords in the first place. Or Canonist, that's interesting. Tons of red blasts. 6 red blasts. Four Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Ooh, what a nightmare, huh? Makes you wish you had more than one blue blast, that's for sure. Force of Despair is another check. Yeah, Surgical seems a little more final. It's just not very good later. But is there anything really worse? I don't think so. I think the deck is good. It's a turn 2 Goldfish, not turn 1. As long as we have like Lightning Bolt or something, which we do. I think this hand is good. Keeping 7 over there. Let's go. Welder. I'm going to let them untap with that. Things could get weird, but at the same time, they do have to put an artifact on the stack, unless they play Great Furnace, but then Entombing one will probably go on the stack. And if I don't have to do anything, I'll just Brainstorm at the end of turn. Because obviously I'd rather hit this with Orcish Bowmasters. Save my bolt for a Painter or something. There's Grindstone. There's Goblin Engineer. So, do I have to bolt this now? I don't have Cling to Dust, so yeah, I guess I do. They could entomb, what, Chaos Defiler or something? That's not even that scary, though. Yeah, they don't have, like, Portal of Phyrexia or anything, like, insane. Unless they sided it in. Dragon Engine's kind of whatever right now. Yeah, let's see if they got me. But I think this is my best shot here. I guess even if they did have Portal to Phyrexia, I could just bounce it with Brazen Borrower, so. So I think I Bolt Engineer, and then untap, cast Bowmasters, hit Welder. If they want, they could flip Grindstone into Servant. Then they could play another Grindstone and a land, activate and win. It doesn't seem very likely, though. They played 2 Grindstones. Yeah. I'd feel a lot better if I had a Force of Will. Save that shuffle effect. Oh. So they want to keep the Grindstone. What does that mean? Uh-oh. Guess I have Brazen Borrower in case of an emergency. Dragon Engine. Yep. They can activate Grindstone, and then Engineer, flip it into Servant, and mill my entire deck. So let's brainstorm. Bolt and K-Command, beautiful. Probably put back these 2 cantrips. Also really got to watch out for that haste card. Although I don't think they have it. Yeah, I would have been able to take it with Opposition Agent. They can unearth the engine if they have another land drop. But yeah, it doesn't seem that effective when Bowmasters would stuff the, or not stuff the ETB, but punish the ETB. I probably should have Island Cycled. Opposition Agent, okay. They might be holding on to a Swords right now after what happened last game. Make a land drop. Then next turn I can Ponder. They almost ground. It's a lot of mana. They might just be entirely flooded. But let's see if one of their last cards is indeed a Swords. Not yet. Bolt. Oh, damage just went through. They have so much mana, though. I think I'm just going to leave up all my interaction. Things could go real wrong if they top deck Painter. Or 2. That is fine, though. I'll likely hit that token with a Petty Theft. Might see a Red Blast here. Haven't really given them an opportunity to do that yet. Yep, sure. 1 card left. I could Bolt right now. K-Command, 2 damage, you discard. Or I could just Bolt the Shaman token, which seems pretty safe. But then I wouldn't have lethal next turn. Yeah, I don't think I think their last card is probably either another Red Blast or a land. If it's Swords, though. Okay, we do have a Force of Despair. Thoughtseize. I might be being too cautious here. Well, if it's something they can do anyways, they're just going to do it in response, so there's no point in making them discard. All right, got there. feel like I really messed up in game one and then really shook off the dirt. I mean, I was still thinking pretty critically in game one, but I missed something very important, and it resulted in us losing. Yeah, I feel like it is possible. There's probably a way to win this, but yeah, missing our third land was pretty huge there. I think the Thoughtseize was at least correct, right? Because putting a creature in the yard is dangerous for Soul Cauldron. Or I could have just taken the Soul Cauldron and guaranteed that we don't get just take their combo piece out. And they did top deck Lotus Petal to make the turn one Engineer happen. But yeah, just with like Soul Cauldron not lining up against or K Command being so good against Soul Cauldron, it just seemed like, I don't know. Anyways, cool. Let's go get that trophy, huh? All right. Here we go. Sometimes it takes a while to find your opponent when you're 4-0. I still have no idea how the matchmaking works for these leagues. And I'd be feeling a lot better if this was a list I was like dead set on. But I actually just have no idea if Jace Reawakened is even good in my version of Grixis Control. And we got Valki, of course. Debatable as well. But I took a quick break. Now I'm back. I'll at least be trying my best here. Maybe it's time to play more Baleful Strix again. Who knows? Oh, here we go. Let's see what happens, everyone. Trophy match. We won the die roll. Folks, we won the die roll. Unfortunately, our hand is not keepable. Well, it's a Forced Thoughtseize hand, actually. I don't know. Forced Thoughtseize hand. Mulligan. Oh my goodness. It's like the same hand without the Thoughtseize. I have two forces this time, actually. Keep. Well, so far this is not going great. But having force is better than going to 5, that's for sure. Against an Ancient Tomb deck. Automaton. This is probably the Simulacrum deck. I will force pitching Narset. And hopefully draw a land here. That Automaton would have been a 3-3. Pretty scary. Oh, okay. Well, that is something I wouldn't mind pitching. Fortunately, this is also not a wasteland deck, so a little bit of respite there. Played against this deck a few times. My record is very good against it. However, game 1, not so much. There it is. One top, one bottom. Okay. Well, it's not too late to draw a land, you know. I wish I did have that K command. Oh, I should have been more specific. Saga. It's probably what they topped. Thought Monitor. Force of Will. Rough. Yeah, we're probably not beating this. I think it's about time for game 2. Hopefully giving them like a false sense of confidence. Man, I don't know if I want to like reveal too much here. We just can't really keep up. Alright, no big deal, you know. Just, two pretty much unkeepable hands. Let's try and make a comeback here. How about Force of Despair? I don't mind, because they usually will dump out a lot of creatures at once. If not very early on, too. Pyroblast, I don't think these decks play Emery anymore, but they do have things like Thought Monitor, and also the Simulacrum Synthesizer, which is a blue 3-drop. Always feels good to hit those with Pyroblast. Bold is kind of borderline. Cling to Dust is pretty borderline. Jace is too slow. Yeah, I'm going to cut these as well. There's a trophy on the line. This is pretty serious stuff. Another Bolt down is fine. Maybe another Cling to Dust. One more cut. I usually like going down to 3 forces against 8 cast, so should stand here too. This is essentially an 8 cast deck. And I'll be hoping to see a keepable hand here. Take the play. Yeah. I've seen better. But we have a way to dig for Meltdown. We have Strix. If we don't end up pitching it to Force of Despair, that is. Meltdown target number 1. Meltdown target number 2. Sure. Meltdown target number 3. They already got rid of the first or the second one for us. Man. Having some mana issues this match, unfortunately. Shoot. Well, see what we can do. Urza Saga, okay. And nothing. They might have Metallic Rebuke. So I could just wait for them to tap. Or I could make them choose between a Construct and answering Narset next turn. That seems okay. Then I can Surveil too. Okay, they do have a land, so they can make constructs. But yeah, hopefully this ties up their mana. No soul land, etc. Bin. Of course. I could have cast a Brainstorm into the void there and gotten a Murktide this turn, I guess. Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, they'll usually follow up with the second Saga. I think I want Force of Will here. And then should be able to find a Meltdown next turn, right? Force seems important also to validate this brainstorm. Sure. Lava Spur Boots, okay. There's the second Saga, which we will be able to stifle. But it also looks like they're going to clear Narset, unfortunately. Oh, they're ignoring Narset. The hubris. Pedal to the metal, they say. Kolaghan's Command. I like that one. I'm probably destroying Chalice of the Void too. Oh wait, that doesn't work. Could regrow Strix. That's probably what we want to do. Is that better than stifling this Saga Chapter 2? I think we take the damage either way. Well, not necessarily, but they could just make a construct and equip the boots to it. Yeah. I think if we don't find Meltdown, it would be a problem, so I'm just going to stifle that. Force pretty much anything they do. Dang it. Man, Meltdown would be so good. I just want a Meltdown. I think I'll let this go. I'll get to Scry, which is too bad, but just have other things to deal with, you know? Definitely forcing that. Nine damage. Coming in hot. Bowmasters. It's a good pitch. I guess I just make them discard then, huh? I should probably get Strix back. Yeah, whatever their last card is, it might not be too relevant. Ward 1, pain in the ass. Not like I was doing anything with that 1 mana anyways, but, you know, it's the principle. If a Gingerbrute comes out of that Saga, I will have to point a Force of Despair at it. Hopefully they're drawing a bunch of like Thought Casts and stuff. Aether Spellbomb. Yikes. Maybe they'll play one more? No. little bit of lag. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. Well, they are in combat. But yeah, the fact that they'll get this back is not good. Oh, Chalice on 2? Nasty. That's crazy. Shoot. Yeah. The trophy dream is dead. That is really too bad. Oh well. Got totally run over by this new version of 8 cast. But you know what? It was a pretty wild league. I'm still, obviously, still testing these cards, and they're a lot of fun. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I'm still obviously unconvinced about Jace Reawakened, even though it is a 2-mana planeswalker. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later.